Hey, it's Mike with Fleetwood RV. Today we're going to take a look at a highly requested floor plan. That is the Discovery LXE 44B. This is a bunkhouse model with independent front suspension, a passive steer tag axle, and a 450 horsepower Cummins diesel. So here it is, the Discovery LXE 44B. Tip-to-tip length is going to be that true 44 foot on this one. This particular exterior graphic is Riverstone. We do offer three other graphics, and that is Lakefront, Renew, and Flight. With all those paint graphics, you're going to get the solid fiberglass wall. Great thing about that is there's no Luan backer on the back side of this fiberglass. The issues with Luan backers, they swell in high humidity. If water gets inside, it's going to swell, causing you a delam. That's going to be a big hit you're going to take when you trade in your unit. So that's something you don't have to worry about with the Fleetwood. Plus, we have aluminum interlocking extrusions at the bottom and the top of this unit, turning this whole cage into one unified structure. And that really adds to the durability and the longevity of your unit because everything's tight. You don't have to worry about no screws separating. There's no weight supported by screws. And the next big thing we'll point out on our construction is our molded fiberglass roof. So there's no solid piece of fiberglass that's bent over the radiuses. Our radiuses are already built into that mold, and plus the crown is already built into it. So we're not forcing that fiberglass to go anywhere that it's not supposed to go. Now let's start looking at some of the exterior features on the 44B. So as we stated in the intro, we have independent front suspension up to a 60-degree wheel cut on the front axle. You pair that with the passive steer tag axle, and we can turn this unit 8 feet within the competition. We have dual fuel fills and a tremendous amount of storage because this unit is built on the Freedom Bridge. The first bay here has a optional Dometic freezer. We have 110 USB hookups right there, and that is on a more ride slide. And as we talked about that Freedom Bridge, it's real important I hit on the, you get that fly, buddy? It's real important that we hit on the backbone of a Freedom Bridge, and that is two 7.5-inch I-beams that run the full length of this unit. So the exact same structures that are building those massive skyscrapers and those big bridges that you're going over is the exact same structure you're going to get in your motorhome. We'll move back to another one of the luggage bays, and this is just a massive storage, and if we look up right above there, we can see those I-beams that we just talked about. Standard, we're going to get a 90-inch slide tray in this first bay that can be accessed from both sides. And in our second bay, we can either leave it completely open as pass-through storage is what you're going to get standard, or you can opt in to have another more ride slide tray put in here as well. As you can see, by not having to build around any frame rails, how much pass-through storage you're actually getting there. Right up above, we have our exterior entertainment system. That's a 50-inch Samsung TV. It is on a swivel, so no matter where we're sitting underneath those large Girard patio awnings that go the full length of this unit, we'll have a good view, and there is a sound bar that's incorporated behind it. So that way, no matter where you're sitting, you're also going to be able to hear what's playing very well. Next slide out bay, again, pass-through storage. All three of those bays are linked into one large pass-through area. And we'll move back to our next bay, and this one's going to be geared towards electric. We have our Dirt Devil central vac system up here. Right below that, we have our transfer switch. So we have 110 or power coming from the post, and we have power coming from your generator. And here's power coming out going to your unit. Just so you know, the generator is always going to take priority over the post. So if the generator's running, it's going to supply power to your unit from the generator over the post. We also have our BCC box and a 30 amp MPPT solar charger. So we have, with the technology package, we have a 300 watt solar panel up on top of this unit. Coming onto the rear, we have V-Ride. First of all, that V-Ride is a large U-shaped carriage that links the axles to where you're not going to have any sway coming side to side. Where that's really going to be a benefit for you is making turns going through Tennessee. When you're doing those at speed, you don't have to worry about drifting outside of your lane. Backing out of uneven campsites or your driveway, you don't get all that wobble side to side as you would get in some units. That's virtually eliminated by the V-Ride. Also, we have a tag axle. So I believe we have this is a 20,000 pound rear axle here, and then a 10,000 pound tag. This is a passive steer tag. It's going to turn at 12 degrees, and it's going to give you a 17% reduction in your turn radius. So that's what's allowing us to turn 8 feet within the competition when we pair that with that independent front suspension. Next luggage compartment, we have storage, and also right above there we have our inverter disconnect, which leads us into this compartment. Our inverter is right here. This is a 2800 watt pure sine wave inverter. So all of your appliances are going to be safe, being it's a pure sine. And we have our hydraulic fill for our 4-point automatic leveling system. We'll slide onto the back, look at some of these features. First thing up top, we have our backup camera, one-way audio. That way your spotter can give you directions while you're backing in those tight spots. We have a 2-piece ladder. We like to do that. That's the way it keeps all the kids from playing on top of your roof when you're at the campsite. It's a little bit safer, and I think it just looks nice with not having that full ladder coming all the way down. Another great feature that we have in 2022 is the brake sync. That is right here. This is an air connect for your supplementary braking. And a good thing about the brake sync is that is a Freightliner option that is backed and warranted by Freightliner. What I love about the brake sync is it's a standalone system. So if we're pulling a tow vehicle, you're going down the highway, a piece of metal kicks up, cuts your brake lines on your tow vehicle, there's no safety compromise at all because that system is not tied into your primary system of your motorhome. So you're going to get full braking, and it works vice versa. So if something happens to your braking on your tow vehicle, not only do you have your emergency brakes, but you also have air in your tow vehicle that's going to help you stop as well. Again, they're standalone systems and backed and warranted by Freightliner, so that's always a good thing as well. Couple badges there. We got our 450 XCM, reminding us that we have a 450 horsepower L9 diesel engine producing 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. Right here we have our house batteries. So we have 4 house batteries inside this compartment, and we have 2 in the other one, and we'll get to that. So that gives you 6 house batteries. Huge battery bank to supply your coach. We have our air filter right here, easy to get to. And again, we change out that whole canister right there whenever we change our air filter. Moving up another compartment, we have 2 more house batteries. That gives us 6. And then the top 2 up here are the starting batteries. For some reason you had to start or jump start your coach, make sure you're coming to these top 2. If you do these other ones, you're going to be waiting a while. So top 2 if you need to jump. The one right in front of the tank right here is our DEF tank. That's a 13-gallon DEF tank. It's using about 2.5% of the fuel you're using. So doesn't need to be filled up too terribly much. Next compartment is our utility bay. So the Discovery LXE has all power water lines and power 50 amp cord. We have little caps here, so all of our cords can be ran down below, closed up. Don't have to worry about critters getting in or the pesky neighbors messing with your stuff you have back here. We have a whole house filtration system. We recommend that this is changed every 8,000 gallons. Speaking of gallons, we have our 105-gallon fresh water tank right behind this panel. And right here is the valve for that. It's kind of tucked away behind that panel. So if you don't use that full 105 gallons, we can dump that right there. And we have our knife valves right here. We have our gray and our black. This is on a swivel, so it's easy to hook up your sewer hose. And again, we have a cap at the bottom. We can route that out as well. We have our 110 hookups, potable water fill right here, out exterior shower. And if you are using that exterior shower, there's no need to run inside to kick on a water pump. We have water pump access right here. Our Sani flush, so you get done draining your black tank. Right here's hook up your hose to that, clean out that black tank, make sure you're always getting true readings on your sensors. And plus you have exterior sensors on a Discovery LXE anyway, so you don't have to worry about debris getting hung up on your sensors, giving you false readings. They are all V-shaped. That is exclusive to Fleetwood. The V-shaped tanks are easy to drain, and they're going to, again, make sure your tanks stay clean on the inside. And lastly, we have our low point drains and our water heater bypass as well. Moving up a little further, all three of these compartments we'll look at together because they are passed through of the other side. And again, look how large of a storage area that is. It's all bright white Citadel material. That's the exact same material that they use in car wash bays. So that just tells you about the durability there. Easy to clean, easy to maintain. You spill a tiki torch in there, we'll spray it out with a hose, let it dry, and no damage done. Right here we have our AquaHot 400D. Again, no propane on board with the Discovery LXE. That's going to take care of all of our hot water. We have unlimited hot water in a Discovery LXE, and plus the air that this applies into the unit as far as heating, it doesn't deplete any of the ambient humidity. That way when you wake up, you're always going to feel fresh in the morning and ready to go. No sinuses stuffed up or a headache or anything like that. Right here's our fuel fill for the other side. Our Jenny exhaust, if you can hear that, is right here. And then in this front bay, we just have two air chucks up top. One's going to supply air to your brake or to your ping tanks, and the other one's going to deliver air. So if you need to fill up a volleyball, you can do that right here. Kids' toys, all that can be done. Spray out your luggage compartments, that can be done from this area. And we have our windshield wiper fluid as well. Moving up front, we have our large windshield. We have a front Jenny slide. And there's our 8,000 watt generator. It is running right now, as you can tell. Underneath it, we have a preheat start switch and plus an hour gauge. So that wraps up most of the exterior features, but highly requested, everybody's wanting to see the roof. So give us a second and we will show that to you. So as you can see up here on the roof, we have our full one-piece fiberglass molded roof. All of our vents have storm guards already installed. We have our skylight, our 300 watt solar panel. Right to the left, we have our WeBoost. It's going to boost any of your cell phone signal. Right in front of that is our Wi-Fi Ranger. We do have the Eclipse module on this one. We'll talk about that on the inside. And now to the right of that is our satellite dome and our antenna. So now we're in the 44B. This is all closed up in travel mode. Let's look at what access is like to our important amenities. So right through the middle, we have plenty of room to get to the rear of the coach. It actually measures right at almost 13 inches. So plenty of room there. We come back into the kitchen area. We have full access to our galley with our sink, stovetop, and convection microwave. Most importantly, good access to the pantry. Dinette is all open. The refrigerator, we have plenty of room to get in and get a drink while we're traveling. And the bathroom, good access to the bathroom as well. As far as the bedroom, plenty of access to the bedroom. We can lay down. It's plenty of room for one person to lay down horizontally because this one does have to be up to be with your slide out closed. So let's open up this unit and see some of the interior features. So here it is, all opened up in camping mode. This particular unit is our signature interior decor. and that is paired with the Heritage hardwood painted cabinetry. We do have 3 other options for cabinetry. One is going to be winter fog. That's a white painted cabinetry as well, but it's going to have gray inlays and a gray glazing on it. And it's going to hold up to fingerprints a little better if that's a concern for you. Plus we have our gray stone, which is a wood grain pattern with gray accents to it. And our last one is going to be English chestnut, and that's a neutral wood tone. So not real dark, not real light. A lot of character in the wood grain patterns. Brand new for this year, looks really great. But I do recommend you jump onto fleetwoodrv.com, and we have a build a unit tool, and you can build the exact unit you want with the exact options. It's going to give you the MSRP for your particular unit, and it's going to allow you to see all of these interior decors and wood options as well. Let's jump up front and we're going to look at some of the features. So up here in the cockpit, we have, first of all, our OptiView digital dash with Freightliner being a part of the Daimler Heritage. That includes Mercedes-Benz. This dash was pulled out of an S-Class Mercedes, and plus right down here we can display 3 gauges. Any gauges that you feel is important can be displayed there. On the left side, our armrest has been cleaned up very nicely. We have our front and our front shade and blind, our docking lights, and then our tag dump. We have a cup holder. We have the mirror controls. This one on the left right here is for our heated mirrors. Moving up, we have our headlight controls, and we have our Mobileye display. Now the sensor is located behind the shade, but the camera doesn't meter too well, so we have our shade down. That's going to do all of your collision mitigation and lane departure warnings as well. We have dual monitors in the Discovery LXE. The one on our right here is dedicated strictly to our cameras. By hitting the mode button, we can toggle between the front camera or the side cameras or the rear camera, or we can display 2 or 3 cameras at the same time in whatever configuration you choose. The one on the left here is dedicated to our entertainment. So that is our navigation, Apple CarPlay, radio, all that stuff is built in on this display. The great thing about that is we can have both of those at the same time. We have our climate control, parking brake, and the Discovery LXE does have push button start and suspended adjustable pedals. Right on the console, we have another row of buttons. One's going to be our auxiliary start. That's where we're going to come and hold down to transfer the power from our batteries, from our house batteries and our starting batteries. We have our generator button as well, some USB ports right here, and our park radio button. That's going to transfer the power from your house speakers to your dash speakers. And then we have keyless entry as well. So we will slide up to the compartments around the cockpit. Right above the entry door, this is a module for our Girard slideouts. So we can operate our slideouts from here. Slide out buttons on off for our Winegard satellite system. This one's going to be our entry awning and our 4-point automatic leveling system. The one up front is on a slide. We put it on a slide, that way we can access it whenever we have our drop down bunk. But we have our Wi-Fi Ranger. So this is where you're going to come on this little white tag right here, and that's going to display all of your passwords and your address that you have to go to connect your Wi-Fi Ranger. We also have the Eclipse Vega Touch module for our Firefly. We have a couple light switches. That's going to control the lights in our drop down bunk. Some 110 hookups, and we have our antenna boost. So that will need to be off if you are hooked up to park cable, or you won't be able to get your signal there as well. Moving over above the driver's side, we have again 110 hookups. We have the TV lockout. That's right, we're not supposed to be watching the Colts play as we're driving down the road. And we have our Wii Boost and our King satellite controls. And as we mentioned, right up above is a drop down bed. This bed is an option. It is on a key, and with the width of the drop down bed, we have wood slats in there. What that's doing is giving you some spring, just like your box springs would in your residential home. This looks really, really nice. We have the recessed crown molding and the 4 lights put up here, so it adds a lot of light in the cockpit. Moving back into the living area, great thing about the 44B is it's zoned to living. That means we actually have a living space, and then we have a kitchen area. So in the living space, we have theater seating on this side. We can opt in to have dual recliners if you choose, but we have theater seating. They are power. Our inverter disconnect must be off, but they are lighted cup holders, and as I say, they are power. Coming over to the other side, we have a full sofa here, storage on the sides, 110 USB hookups around both edges, and this does pull out into additional sleeping as well. Right above it, we have a large window. It's an emergency exit window, but we have a TV that's on a televator and storage all around that as well. All adjustable shelving, and that televator button is right here. So if you want the view, you have that. If you want to watch TV, you have that as well. Moving into the kitchen, we have a U-shaped dinette in this particular unit, and that is standard. There are several options you can do with a 44B. So if you want the theater seating, do you want dual recliners, do you want a U-shaped dinette, freestanding credenza, or a facing booth dinette? All that's available in the 44B. So what I like about the U-shaped dinette is this booth or table can be adjusted 360 degrees. It's not locked into dedicated positions. So if you have a young child in the back, you can suck it right up to the back seat to make sure they're secure. Just a lot of flexibility with a 44B. So moving over to the galley, first we'll cover the storage and then we'll come back to the appliances. So right up above, we have a nice large storage area, all ozite lined. This is really going to cut down on a lot of noises that's going to be coming from your cabinets and dishes. All metal hardware, metal latches, metal hinges, metal tracks for adjustable shelving. Right below, we have another large area. We have our trash can down here. And as you can see, there's a wire rack, and that's a good place to put all of our solid surface covers as well. Right in the middle is a nice large drawer that pulls out. We have a tall one right here. And then if you need additional countertop space, you press this button, which triggers the actuator, and then you can pull out the little peninsula here as well. Solid surface, and we have 3 drawers that comes out for more storage. Press the actuator, comes back in. Now the pantry is on a pull out. So we have a pull out pantry. And moving into the appliances, we have a stainless steel farm style sink. That is a single bowl sink, which seems to be very popular right now. All chrome hardware. And right here we have a dual burning induction cooktop. And now we've done all the cooking, and it's time for the dishes. Right here we have a Fisher Paykel stainless steel dishwasher and a Whirlpool residential refrigerator. Large refrigerator. We have an ice maker right up top and freezer down below. Again, all high-end appliances. You have Whirlpool, Fisher Paykel appliances, Samsung, LG TVs. So no cost cut there when it comes to the appliances in your 44B. Right across from that, we have a area where you can use to hang your keys. A lot of customers will use this for spice racks, and plus we have our multiplex Firefly system here as well. So that Firefly, what is that? That's just a centralized location basically where we can come and operate almost anything in our unit. Our ACs, all of our lights, our heated tile floors, check the levels of our tanks, our batteries, all that can be done right here. I mean, we can do that in a lot of other places in this unit, but this is one spot where we can do it all from. And the good thing is it can be done by your cell phone. And as when you remember up front, we mentioned the Eclipse module. That's a brand new feature for 2022. And what the Eclipse module is getting you over the Vega is Bluetooth. With the technology package, you get the Eclipse, and that is Wi-Fi. So in short, basically with the Vega, you're restricted to Bluetooth range, which is 50-60 feet. With Eclipse, you get Wi-Fi, and you can control this unit from across the United States as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection. Coming into the bathroom, we have a porcelain toilet. No ABS toilets in any of our products. We have solid surface countertops with an integrated solid surface sink, all chrome hardware, and a nice tile backsplash. That's an actual residential tile backsplash. We have our medicine cabinet right up above that, and some nice storage behind there. And right off to the left, again, we have more storage as well. Coming back into the bedroom, we have pocket doors. Have you watched any of the other walk around videos? I'm a big fan of pocket doors. It restricts no access when this unit's closed up. They tuck away really nicely. We have a king size bed. On both sides of the bed, we have 110 and USB hookups and storage up above. Plenty of deep storage as well. We have a miniature digital panel right here where we can control a lot of our features and lights in our bedroom. And this right here is a camera selector switch. What that's doing is it's integrating all the cameras on the exterior of the unit onto your bedroom TV. So if you hear a bump in the night at the campground, you can hit this button and it's going to toggle through the cameras around your coach, so it's kind of acting like a security system. Know if there's anything you need to be worried about, or if it's just the neighbor pulling a late night. Right across from that, we have our wardrobe. So we have either hanging wardrobe right here or adjustable shelving. Right in the middle is a nice area, a bunch of 110s. There's 6 110 hookups right here. So that's going to control or to power any devices you have hooked up to your television, plus some nice pull-out drawers for storage. And the wardrobe space on the other side is an exact mirror of the other one over there. So again, adjustable shelving, or we can do a hanging wardrobe. Very symmetrical bottom here. So we have 3 drawers on each side. And behind these, we have our side-by-side washer and dryer. So moving into the master bathroom, we have a full residential tile shower, and we have a teak fold down bench. And this shower actually measures about 29 inches by 43 inches. So plenty of room to comfortably take a shower. Moving over to the vanity, we have a solid surface top with a solid surface integrated sink as well. And neat thing, these just look like decorative pillars, but they're actually storage behind both of them. Makes it nice to put away those toiletries. And it's the same thing down below. This one looks like a pillar, but it's actually storage. We have 3 pull-out drawers on each side of the vanity, and a fold-down one there, and a nice large storage area down below. Over to the toilet. Of course, we have a porcelain toilet, no ABS, as we mentioned, and we have a nice place to store some spare toilet paper, something like that. Now, what makes the 44B a 44B? And that is the rear bunks. This is probably one of the best rear bunks that I've seen in the industry. First, let's take a look at all of the storage. We have 3 drawers right there, and again, more storage right there as well, with hanging wardrobe spaces. And that's the exact same thing on the other side. So plenty of storage. And then we have our bunk beds with, again, more storage down below. And this is deep storage as well. It's not those thin ones that you see in a lot of the other ones. We have our individual lights for the bunks and 110 and USB ports here as well. So that way the kids can be in here, plug in all of their iPads, cell phones, watch videos, and be shut off. So that wraps up the walk around of the 44B. You probably stuck around to gather or get the MSRP, and that's $497,714. And that can vary depending on how your unit's spec'd out. Make sure you go to fleetwoodrv.com. You can build your own unit there, check out all the decors. That way you have all the information you need when you go to the dealer's lots. And plus, if you found this video useful, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, that way you can stay up to date on all of the latest floor plans, and plus utilize the comment section down below, ask any questions you may have, and we're going to do our very best to answer those for you, and we'll see you on the next walk around.